But here we have this beautiful courtyard of the Tower of Babel. Interesting note, the Tower of Babel level design was actually inspired by a level from the beta version of Serious Sam the First Encounter. At least one level that of. And this level design, said level design was also reused in the DLC levels of, the final DLC level of Serious Sam HD for the Legend of the Beast pack. And that level isn't really that good, but it's still interesting note nonetheless. I thought it was worth pointing out. This is the magnificent view. Now this is really something special. Not many people live to see this wonder in all its greatness and magnificence, so we can consider ourselves really lucky. On the other hand, we can also consider ourselves much less lucky if we encounter that hideous beast that the tales speak about. Follow the usual procedure, but I advise maximum caution. These gardens look like a perfect place for an ambush. Also, only a worthy soul can enter the tower. Don't ask me what this means, but we can try analyzing the picture of the tower door. Having done this, I have analyzed the engraving on the door of the tower. It appears that you have not yet proven yourself worthy to enter the Tower of Babel. To do so, you must collect 3 tablets of wisdom scattered in the gardens surrounding the tower. When you are in possession of all 3 tablets, the door to the tower will open. And that is exactly what we have to do. We just have to go look for 3 tablets in all the following gardens. We can also look at the skybox back there, which looks, the background, which looks really distorted and awkward because we're not really supposed to see it from up here. That's a little bit lazy in my opinion, but I digress. I do believe there's actually a power-up down here. There is a secret invincibility power-up somewhere down here, which we are going to pick up at some point. However, that won't be for a while, and you will see why. You will see why. Just for the time being, what we really should be concerned about are clearing off these enemies. We're also going to go ahead and pick up that cannon down there in just a minute. Just want to make sure I clear these guys off. Now, when you walk down here, you want to be using the cannon, because this dude spawns, and then a bunch of bulls spawn as well, and they are very scary. Any bulls in particular can be pretty bloody frightening if you aren't prepared. This is essentially just another case of pick up the weapon and then use that weapon to your full advantage until all the enemies where you would use that weapon on are cleared. So having done this, now we can go ahead and pick up these extra cannonballs. And that was that little fight sequence. So as you can tell right here, this isn't the way we have to go. We have to go towards the left. So that is precisely what we will do. First, we do have a couple of enemies to clear off, of course. And by a couple, I mean a million purple people. That's the first guy. Now, walking over here is actually a little bit scary, because I believe once you pick up this ammunition pack, you will stand in this general area. First of all, it will spawn some bulls. I'm gonna wait a minute, because I know it also spawns these 2 biomechs. And those biomechs can be pretty annoying to deal with. And if the bulls buck you around, like these guys are trying to do, then I'm probably going to get shot by a lot of things. I'm getting hit by a lot of things anyway. It wasn't exactly on my to-do list to get hit by bulls to begin with. Oh, nice trick shot! I totally predicted that you would be there, Mr. Bull. And once you clear out all these bulls, or most of them I should say, it starts sending out a bunch of purple people. These purple people, a little bit frightening. Now what I am going to do right now, actually, there is a serious damage power-up over there. I'm not going to pick that up just yet, because I am going to be saving that for a pretty big secret that happens later on in the level. For the time being, really the Tommy gun works best against these guys, so just gotta be doing that. If I could actually, like, take these guys out properly instead of shooting 1 bullet and letting them live after that. Should I pick this up? No, actually, I'm not gonna go ahead and pick that up because there is actually some secret armor that I am going to pick up in a minute. Because if you look at this right here, this guy's eyes are glowing on this beautiful picture of, I'm assuming that's Gilgamesh maybe, or maybe one of the famous gods of the Tower of Babel. You shoot this pillar, you find a secret passage to Egypt. And this looks interesting. And as it turns out, all the events in the first encounter were just part of a movie all along. See, well, you've got Ugzan right here, Ugzan the Third. He's roaring. And you can see there's battle going on right here. There's a miniature version of Sam right there shooting at things. Yeah, this is just a really neat little secret right here. This is actually one of my favorite secrets in the entire game. Not my most favorite, like, I can't exactly pick my most favorite, but this would definitely be a candidate for that amongst all my favorites. And you can also go ahead and destroy the scenery in this level. You do actually want to be careful though, because if you destroy the miniature version of Sam, then you actually kill yourself in the process. So, you don't want to be doing that, but I believe destroying a certain amount of objects will spawn some secret armor. And armor is always nice to have, so we're just gonna go ahead and see if we can... You see, that's what happens. Apparently you hit yourself in the process, and that's not exactly that good. So, you want to be careful where you aim your rockets, and you should be fine. So, I'm gonna destroy all the lights because I can. I love this secret a lot. This made me laugh out loud when I first saw it. And we destroyed the sound system altogether, which is kind of unfortunate, but hopefully I will spawn that secret armor. I'm really counting on spawning it at this point because it's really important to me. Speak like Scooby-Doo. Because I can. I don't know. Okay. Just give me a second to figure this all out. Okay, so we destroy the pyramid right here, and then you destroy that temple right there, both of the temples. You want to make sure the explosion does not... You want to make sure the explosion radius does not hit the major version of you, obviously. Destroy all the lights. This pyramid. Maybe that pyramid as well, if my aim were actually decent. Yeah, I honestly cannot remember the proper order of things here. But maybe if I destroy the lights? Obviously it spawned a secret heart, but for some reason it didn't spawn... I don't get it, like, am I supposed to shoot Uxan? There we go, you shoot Uxan, that spawns the armor. Okay, that's what I initially intended to do. And I think from here, I don't really care about anything. Maybe I'll shoot the enemies for a while, because I have plenty of sniper rifle ammunition. Maybe if you destroy all the enemies, that actually does spawn the armor power-up, so I'm gonna try doing that. I'm of course going to be careful not to actually shoot the major version of Sam. The hitboxes already feel a little bit weird though, because like I'm trying to shoot at these enemies, and sometimes it shoots enemies where they aren't really at, and that's a little bit odd. Are there any more? Any more enemies? Maybe, possibly. There we go. There's the health. And of course, we're going to have to leave Sam alive, because if we don't, then the game will end, and that will be the premature end of Serious Sam the second encounter. And I think Sam is the major version of Sam there actually has the shades. Yeah, he has the shades. That's really cool. Nice little feature right there. But yeah, that was that secret. So, as the sign tells us, this is the exit. Goodbye, Egypt level. That was fun. So now we can continue on with the actual game. Like I said, I'm gonna be saving this power up for later for a really big secret. Okay, I forget what this health build does, but I'm gonna pick it up anyways. I thought so. Oh dear, it spawns another one. Okay, that guy I forgot about, but I had a feeling it would spawn a biomech, so looks like my hunches were correct after all. So we're just gonna walk out here. There are a couple of enemies on patrol as per usual. It also appears as though that there's a Recno. Oh, there he is. Okay. Wanted to make sure I can pinpoint where this guy was before I got confused and maybe shot at a couple more times. There are a couple guys on patrol right there. You don't really need to worry about them shooting at you because you're at a certain distance of which they decide they don't want to actually shoot at you. Okay, getting this close obviously makes them shoot at you. That's fair enough. The Rocketeers don't really seem to care. They just kind of patrol in their own merry way, but the Zorgs do like to fire upon you at times. So that is the door we need to go towards. I bet Nitrix would probably have a message regarding the Tablet of Wisdom. I'm gonna check just in case. Otherwise, I don't think it spawns any enemies at the moment. Secure the area. Looks like you need to pick up a tablet and secure the area for this door to open. Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. So obviously picking up the tablet will trigger enemies. It spawns a couple enemies first. It mostly consists of arachnoids out here. There's also, I believe, 2 clear skeletons hiding behind these walls. I'm gonna take care of this guy first and then, oh, this guy. So we picked up this tablet of wisdom. Excellent, we have the first one. 2 more to go and we'll get to see the inside of the tower. Alright. So as I just said, picking that up spawns a bunch of arachnoids, mostly. There is this dude right here, but I could care less about him, really. And this guy. I'm wasting ammunition, but I really don't care. And once you do clear all these enemies out, then you can proceed towards the door. That does lead to some pretty scary stuff, however. For the most part, it sends a bunch of Rocketeers at you. This level has a huge obsession with sending Rocketeers at you. I don't really know why they decided to do that. It's a bit of an odd level design choice. But hey, purple people. I mean, even if there's like a massive horde of them, they can actually deal a sufficient amount of damage if you aren't prepared, so that's fair enough. And they also start sending out clear skeletons as well. Maybe in hard mode it actually spawns clear skeletons only, I'm not entirely sure. It has been a while since I've seen this level, and by a while I mean, I did actually sort of recently watch this level in mental mode, so maybe it spawns Rocketeers later. These clear skeletons, as you can see right there, yeah, they're the Rocketeers. The clear skeletons do have a tendency to like to flank you from time to time, depending on where you're standing on at the map. So, be careful. Just be careful. And obviously they do still have their really weird patterns of walking, and you might possibly get hit by them from time to time. Especially the Rocketeers. Like I said, if these guys, if there are a lot of them, they'll probably have an easier time hitting you, so do take caution, Because obviously, I'm not doing a very good job of that. I would much prefer not to be using the laser gun right now. Okay, I should probably take care of this guy because he's being a bit of a bastard right now. And, okay, that sequence wasn't too bad, I guess. Oh, dear! It does spawn this dude, however, after you defeat all the enemies. You probably want to be careful about him. But that was the first Tablet of Wisdom, and we happen to have a refueling station right here. Since my armor... Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, because the big secret towards the end of this level does give you plenty of health and armor pickups, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this 200 armor because I can. I didn't necessarily need it, but figured it was worth going after anyways. And you walk through this door, and there are these dudes. Which, unfortunately, my second Colt doesn't seem to be getting a fair shot at actually hitting these enemies. But I want to give him the fair chance. There we go, now he's happy. Okay. This room. This room! This courtyard, this garden, whatever you wish to call it, has a buttload of Rocketeers. And also some more fairly difficult enemies to deal with, but it's mostly Rocketeers at the beginning. It's not really that pleasant, to say the least. What I am going to do, I'm going to do something a bit different since I don't exactly have that many bullets to work with at the beginning. I'm just going to fire rockets until I run out of them, basically. Because I don't really use the rocket launcher that much. And then the bullets are going to come in, so... Okay, I really didn't mean to use the laser gun here. I wanted to switch to the rifle, but the rifle is in your second to last secondary slot in Serious Sam HD. It's unfortunately not the case in Serious Sam Classic. That's a bit of a bother for me personally, but it's level design. Okay, take care of these guys. Whoa, I'm surrounded by purple people. I anticipated that Bull would be a little bit closer to me than he already was, but I guess he sort of got body blocked by all the purple people. Oh yeah, and there are a couple bombers. They decided to throw a couple bombers at you as well, just for the sake of tension, I suppose. But really, as long as you just keep strafing, these guys will never hit you at all. The beheaded enemies in general are fairly pathetic. Now, when the Harpies get close, that's when things sort of ramp up a little bit. Maybe I can actually use the flamethrower. The flamethrower works well, too, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And, as always, you could just use the flamethrower for just about anything. The purple people do love to get close to you as well. They like to get close to you. They just wanna hug, really. I would give these guys hugs, but unfortunately, they are being zombie controlled. They are pretty much cyber zombies, so they are being controlled by Mental, and Mental is a very anti-huggish person. Yeah, alien monster beast dude, and he doesn't like hugs, unfortunately, so no hugs for these guys. Instead, I'm just going to give them lead hugs with my shotguns. And there are a couple of really annoying enemies out there in the distance right now. For the most part, it's just the Biomex, but on the occasion it will, of course, spawn the Reptiloid demons as well. So I'm gonna just completely ignore the fact that all these guys are shooting at me right now, and just try to maintain a pattern of which they can hit me as less as possible, and take care of that dude as well. I'm trying to waste as little ammunition as possible too. Well, he's still alive! Just die! It shouldn't take too much effort. I'm not hitting this guy at all. My aim sucks today, I know. It would have been better if I had a little bit of practice, but such is not the case. And since there's only a few of these dudes remaining, I guess I'll use the shotgun. No, I guess it really does depend on how many enemies you kill before it spawns another slew of them. So really, it looks like it's just gonna be Rocketeers for the remaining amount of enemies, and maybe a couple bombers thrown in on the side like they just pulled off on us already. I'm not really sure what these guys are doing. They just like to run around you sometimes, which is really silly of them. Just like playing Ring Around the Rosie with Rocketeers. And looks like that should be everything. And thankfully these ammo kits do spawn eventually, so that will help take care of things. I think I'm gonna leave the serious damage power-up for later, actually. So, since I doubt there are many other enemies we need to deal with as of the current moment, I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe pick up this tablet over here. And I think there's also a... No, not this time. There aren't any clear skeletons hiding in here this time. And this is the next Tablet of Wisdom. Yeehaw! Did you notice that I'm starting to sound like you? Don't worry, I'm just excited. I really want to see what's inside. One last tablet to go. I know you can do it. Okay. So, that was the second room. And really, that wasn't too bad. I'd say the next room would probably be the worst of all experiences, because it does throw a lot of biomechs and general nastiness at you in that sequence. But we'll see how it goes. We'll just play it by ear, basically. And there is, of course, a serious damage power up right here. Again, I am going to be saving that for later on in the level. What I also am going to be saving on is, just give me a second, I have to go blow up the wall for it first. There's a miscolored wall over here, which contains an invulnerability power-up. And again, we're gonna pick that up later, because the second fight sequence later on, oh my god, it is terrifying, to say the least. And that's saying a lot, really. So I wouldn't say it's saying the least, it's more like saying the most. So if you walk forward over here, then that spawns a bunch of pumpkin heads at first, which aren't really too bad. The minigun clears them up fairly easily. And eventually, it'll start sending out biomechs. The miniature biomechs, they aren't too bad. For the most part, I'm just going to ignore them right now, until it starts spawning the red dudes. And now the red dudes, on the other hand, can be a bit of a pain in the arse. So, minigun should take care of this dude right here. I'm slowly running out of ammunition. This is a little bit of a spooky experience. That guy hit me with his rockets, which wasn't really part of the plan. But I'm just going... Okay, since I've cleared out all of those pumpkin heads, then this battle should be a little bit easier. I did not mean to pick that up, but you know what, since I did, I'm probably going to get another serious damage power-up later, so we may as well use this to our full advantage right now, because, oh, look at that, there's more Reptiloid, more of those common Reptiloids. And as you might know, Reptiloids are not your best friends. I'm sure I've stated this multiple times before. So, after you get shot by that biomech a couple times, and you clear most of the enemies off, that really is all you need to do. This fight sequence wasn't too bad, but the one later on is definitely worse. Let me just get a couple shots off of this dude. Alright, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Add the Serious Speed power-up. I guess maybe I could pick it up. No, I'll save it for later. I have big plans for these power-ups later on, and this is mostly because I'm kind of imitating the way Garrett did this level when he was playing this game in mental difficulty. And if you haven't seen that, I recommend you go check it out because his commentary is much more quality than mine is. Here we are with this third Tablet of Wisdom. If I was a bomb, I would have exploded now. This is it! We did it! We can enter the one and only Tower of Babel and meet the monster that lives inside. I guess I should thank you for taking me on this beautiful trip to exotic lands and places. Yes, you're welcome, Natrixa. You are a part of me, so I guess I have to spoil you once in a while. Right. I think that's all that really needs to be done right here. So we can move on to this next area. Which, oh, apparently there were two of you. No, 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 no! Please, no. Oh, God. I'm getting hit by so many nasty things, and I know there's another kamikaze right here. Oh, God. That was part of the plan. I know I stated before many times that certain things weren't part of the plan, but I can assure you that was part of the plan. Okay? Despite how panicked I sound, that was definitely part of the plan, so shut up, I know what you're writing in the comments section. Yeah. Yeah. Also, some people, there is one guy who really wants me to play Serious Sam 2. I am not going to be playing Serious Sam 2. I really want to reiterate this. I'm just not that interested in playing Serious Sam 2 at all. It doesn't look like a game that would really satisfy my interest in Serious Sam in general, so I apologize, sir. I just don't really want to be playing that game at all. It's not very serious enough for me. I know a lot of people have used that excuse before, but I'm just going to shamelessly use it myself. And there really isn't anything else that needs to be said. Serious Sam 2, they really went all out with their design on that game. It certainly looks nice, I will give it that. The Serious Engine 2 is definitely creates a lot of really neat looking environments, and they really went all out with said environments, making a lot of different things that they originally planned for, like, Serious Sam Classic. And, like, eventually, when Serious Sam Classic, like the beta version of Serious Sam Classic, they had a lot of different plans for like various different levels and types of themes for different stages in that game. But unfortunately, they had to cut things out. They stuck to the Egyptian theme for the most part in the first game. And then they went for the Mesopotamian, the South American, and the medieval themes in this game. Like, they didn't... I guess you could say they sort of ran out of development time, they were getting too ambitious. Serious Sam 2 definitely took advantage of how much more development time they had, and basically how much more money they had, I guess. And they were able to create a much better game in the, like, a much bigger game in the end, I guess. I wouldn't exactly say better, I mean, it definitely retains some of the action left over from Serious Sam, which is really the spirit of all things. Serious Sam is basically about non-stop action, and I guess Serious Sam 2 does that okay. I have heard that it's pretty difficult on serious mode, so props to them, props to Crow Team for actually keeping the difficulty spike at a decent level, but still, it's just not really my game. I'm just going to be directly moving on to Serious Sam 3 after I complete the second encounter, and then I'm probably going to be taking a break from Serious Sam until maybe Serious Sam 4 is released. Now pick up this health pill, spawns a secret mighty gizmo, which has quite a lot of health. And by quite a lot of health, I mean no health at all. However, once you do that, you probably want to be using something like the flamethrower or maybe the chainsaw because it spawns a lot of fleas. The fleas are really, really nasty, and they can seriously drain your health if you aren't prepared. So you can use the flamethrower if you really want to, or the chainsaw, because the chainsaw has a pretty broken hitbox. And it's easily abusable on those dudes. And that was the final room. There aren't any more tablets of wisdom to pick up, but hey, it was the final room nonetheless, so now we just get all this ammunition right here. Pick all this up, yum yum yum. And yes, we are coming close to the big secret of this level, which is pretty... I don't know what the word to describe it is. It's kinda good, it's kinda bad. It's kind of all over the place, really, really, really difficult if you aren't prepared, but they give you plenty of power-ups, health, and armor, so that's always nice, I guess. Before we do that, however, I'm just going to quickly pause the recording because I'm starting to lose my voice. It's starting to kind of hurt to talk right now, so I will see you in a little bit where we will tackle the big secret of this level, and then move on towards the final boss.